How many of you remember PanAm Airlines? I've got some exciting news about that. Even if you don't remember, you're going to want to know what's going on. Also, the world just got a little bit broader from people who like to sail from San Diego. We're also going to talk about transfers, how they work, and I'm hoping those of you who are experienced cruisers will jump in the comments and help us out here, and lots more. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips, and a very happy Valentine's Day to everyone. It's really nice to be here with you, and I'd like to invite you to please join us on our live this evening. We're going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern like we always do, and we're going to make it a little bit more fun this evening. We're going to have some Love Boat TV show, the original Love Boat TV show. We're going to have some trivia from that. So come and join us, bring your questions about cruising, traveling to cruise, and we'll have a really fun time together. So I will see you there. Also, if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, will you please go ahead and click on that subscribe button, and if you appreciate my updates, please give this video a thumbs up. Thanks so very much. Now let's start at the very top with what is going on in the port of San Diego, California. Now if you all harken back to the days before COVID, there were some cruise lines that would sail out of California, and we'd have San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, Long Beach there in between, I should add, but they were not as regular as they are now, and it's really exciting that Royal Caribbean is joining the game in San Diego. And so for Royal Caribbean, the Serenade of the Seas is going to run 3, 4, and 7 night itineraries for the 2026-2027 season. So some cruise lines will keep a ship somewhere in Southern California for the summer season, but most of them move to Alaska. And so when you think of the 2026-2027 season there in Southern California, it is usually from when the Alaska season ends until it starts again. That's how we would often look at that time frame. So it's a really big deal, and the really exciting thing is they're not only going to sail from San Diego, but when they do these 7-night cruises, they are going to sometimes go to the port of La Paz. Now La Paz, Mexico is on some, I've noticed on some Holland America itineraries and some Princess itineraries, but not really regularly. It's a port that's not visited as often, and so this is really exciting that they're going to do that. And then also for people that want to do a little bit more just of the weekend sailings, the Quantum of the Seas is going to be offering 3 and 4 night itineraries, as well as some of the 7-day itineraries thrown in. And when they have the 7-day itineraries, they're going to stay overnight in Cabo San Lucas. And to me, that's a really big deal. Cabo has a lot going on. Honestly, my very favorite thing about Cabo San Lucas is how beautiful the water is and how fun it is to go on a sailboat there. So if you have been to Cabo San Lucas and you have never done a sailboat excursion, and next time do it when you go. Our favorite one, we've done a couple of different ones. They always have an evening one, which is always so beautiful. You get to watch the sunset a little bit, and while you're sailing, it is truly spectacular. Another one that we love, we've got videos about it, is when you take a sailboat down, they go into a little cove where you go snorkeling. Someone asked me the other day, is the snorkeling as good in off the west coast of Mexico as it is in the Caribbean? No, it's not. It's not quite, but it's not bad. And some days you just have to embrace where you are and have a wonderful time. So we have sailed down to this cove before. So on the way down, they say this is that, showing you things along the shore and doing a nice sightseeing tour, just using the motor on the sailboat. But when you get done with your swimming, you're back on board, they give you delicious food to eat. But on the way back, they put the sails up and you actually sail back. And I love sailing. It is absolutely spectacular. The water is gorgeous. And so don't miss that in Cabo. So anyway, I get excited when you have an overnight because then you have more options. So this, to me, is a really big deal that Royal Caribbean is going to commit their assets 2 big ships for the season there in 2026 into 2027. So if you live in the region there, this is so easy to just sail out of San Diego. You should take a look. And not just if you live in San Diego, But it's really easy to drive over from Arizona, even I would say drive down from where we live. But if you're in the whole Southern California area there, this is going to be another really great option. So let me know in the comments if you're looking forward to this, if this would maybe make you try a cruise out of there. Right now, the only other cruise line that sails somewhat regularly out, well, there's two out of San Diego, would be Disney and Holland America, but different cruises going on there. So just thought I would bring you up to date on that and let you know that things just got a little bit better, and I'm sure they're going to see how the demand for these cruises goes, and then they'll decide if they're going to do it again, 27, 28 and rolling forward. So very excited. Now, if you missed my video the other day about how to have a little bit more romance during your cruise, I wanted to let you all know that a lot of the cruise lines and the individual ships really do special things for Valentine's Day, and since today is Valentine's Day, I thought I would just bring up a couple of things, and I hope to hear from those of you who are on a cruise ship today. Let us know in the comments what's going on, or if you want to send me an email, I'll let everyone know. I know from looking at our Facebook group that on the Coral Princess, they are having a vow renewal this evening. You could sign up for it in advance, and that's what they're doing tonight. They're having a beautiful cake in the buffet. I'm sure that there will be other things that I don't know about, but it's going to be a really special Valentine's Day on the Coral Princess. I know I mentioned to you a couple of weeks ago that Carnival is doing their vow renewal across the entire fleet, so that is something really special. And I just wanted to tell you something I've thought of today. If you are going along in your life, some days things get a little bit boring and you think, well, here's Valentine's Day. So I just wanted to know whether you're doing something special for friends, you're doing something special for your spouse, whatever it is, it's a really fun day to go out of your way to be really nice to somebody, send them a message, just let them know how much you love them and that you think of them. So just putting that out there, and I sure appreciate you all joining me here, so thank you. Next up, PanAm. So PanAm Airlines is truly a blast from the past, from a long time ago. They are an airline that operated from 1927 clear till 1991. That's huge. That's remarkable that one airline operated that long. And so what they are doing, there is a luxury travel company called Bartlings, and they are going to bring back the PanAm whole experience for a very special, I would call it like an airplane tour that is going to run from June 16th through June 28th this year of 2025. And so it says 50 guests will embark on an exclusive 12-day adventure with stops in Bermuda, Portugal, France, England, and Ireland, staying at world-class hotels and enjoying unique events like a private dinner at the Flying Boat Museum in Foynes. So they also have a special competition in association with this to do something cool to put on the fuselage. So you might want to Google it if you're someone that enjoys entering competitions with artwork, things like that, but they're actually going to put it on the fuselage of the airplane. So I'm going to look for updates to this story and see how it actually goes. And let me know in the comments, do you remember PanAm? I remember PanAm. I have an aunt who was someone like a ticket agent for Northwest Orient. There's another old airlines, and I remember talking to her about travel, and I probably got a little bit of my love of travel from her. So really exciting. Now let's talk about how transfers work, and this is going to be across different cruise lines. The reason I'm talking about this today is you would not believe how many emails I get from people that aren't even working with me to book their travel, and they want to know how transfers work. And so I thought it was a big enough deal lately that I would go ahead and go over this, because a lot of times if you're new to cruising, those of us who have been before just take things for granted. And I remember the very first time that I went on a cruise, I didn't know what a transfer did. So let me explain a few things to you. A transfer is how cruise lines move their guests from the airport to the ship, and sometimes a hotel in between there, so I'll tell you about that, and then back from the ship back to the airport again. Of course, all the guests have the option that they can book an Uber, a taxi, private car service, family or relatives can pick them up, just a plain old-fashioned taxi to take them between the places as well. But a lot of times when people fly in, it is very convenient to be picked up and taken out to the ship and then back again at the end of the cruise. Now, in addition, so what basically you do is before you go on your cruise, you can book your excursion to take you from the airport over to the ship. Now, these days, we really encourage people to fly in the day before. So if you want to still use that transfer, you would stay at a hotel that's close to the airport, use their free shuttle, go back and forth. Next morning, go back to the baggage claim area of the airport and get on the transfer. They've always got a sign up, and you can look around if you don't see a sign for the people who are managing those cruise line transfers. But it's usually pretty straightforward and not hard to do. They put you on a bus, like think of a tour bus, and take you out to the ship. Same thing happens at the end of the cruise. You can either book your transfer to get back from the ship to the airport, especially if you're leaving on that disembarkation day, or you want to go back to the airport and rent a car and go somewhere else. It's a really slick way to do it. But you take care of booking that before you go on your cruise, or if you're on your cruise and you decide you want it, you go to guest services and have them add that for you. The charges will go on your shipboard account. On disembarkation day, you go collect your luggage in the cruise terminal building. They've always got people pointing you in the direction of the transfer. You go, make sure you're getting on the transfer to go to the right airport that you want to go to, and then off you go, and they drop you off at the section for departures for whatever airline you're going to be flying on. It's a really nice way to do it. Now, people sometimes want to book one of the cruise line's hotels. Princess, Holland America, lots of them will have hotels. I love how Princess and Holland America do it, because when you book a cruise, you can see what hotels are available before and after the cruise. So if you want to fly in the night before, the luxury is that they will meet you the day before at the airport. The people who manage the transfers for the cruise lines will meet you at the airport. They'll put you on the transportation over to the hotel. So you get to the hotel, you spend your night there, you get up the next morning, and they will let you know what time to be downstairs and ready to board the transfer to head out to the ship, and they take you to the ship. Works very nicely. When you get off the ship, it's the same thing in reverse. They'll take you from the airport over to the hotel. You stay there. The next day, they'll take you to the airport. I have learned, though, that at some of the airports, they will actually, some of the hotels they will use the the hotel transportation that they provide, like their shuttle, to take you back to the airport the next day. I learned that from people just recently who used the Marriott hotel that Princess runs there at LAX. So they took the transfer from the ship back to the hotel, slept, and then the next morning, rather than having a separate bus to take the guests there at the hotel back to the airport, they actually had them use the Marriott shuttle. I think that's just fine. They take care of your luggage, and they'll drop you off at the right airlines as well. So let us know in the comments if you have done that. And I really don't think that there's a right way or a wrong way to do it. I think it's really good just to manage it however you worry less about your travel. Because when you go on vacation, you don't want to be worried about what is going on, like how you're going to get where you're going. You want to know how it's going to work and what is the most convenient way for you to do it. I would also submit that it depends on what port you're sailing in and out, how easy it is to get your own transportation, how inexpensive it is. So you should really do a little bit of research or work with your travel agent to know really the best way to get in and out of the port you're going to visit, depending on what you want to do with your travels on the front end and back end of your cruise. So put any other questions that you have about that in the comments as well. I really enjoy seeing you all here today. I'll see you here tomorrow, and I will see you tonight at our live. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.